What's going on, everybody? Christopher Bartley here. I'm here with Theodore Brown, affectionately known as Brian. Listen, I can't. Okay, for branding purposes, I'm going to have to
Mm.
start calling you Theodore or Ted.
Yeah,
I think that is
it's
only
not going to stick.
fair. Yeah,
It's not going
it's
to stick.
not.
There's only a few
Not.
people that will call me Theodore.
Yeah,
Most
but
people,
for branding
Brian.
purposes, branding
Yeah,
purposes,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what we
yeah, yeah.
need to.
Branding
Okay.
purposes.
Cool. So listen up, guys. This is about why you should stream. Um, Brian is going to give you some reasons. I'm going to give you some reasons why you should stream for the beginner. And Brian
Mhm.
is a little bit more nuanced in this than I am. He is a media consultant, so that's what he does. So he can give you and hey, Brian, if you want. We can do this like unbox therapy style with Willie Do in the background searching something online and pulling up prices. Hey, why not? Let's do this. You can get really fluid and impromptu with this thing
Yeah,
here where we can give some people some ideas of what to do, right? I will tell
yeah.
you this. I think two in the last week, maybe two or three people have asked me, is that a real background?
Huh,
And I was
really?
like, because you had to ask, that means that I did something good. So I think that so let's talk about, okay, those are details. Let's do a
Yeah.
bigger picture first. Why we should. You want to go or you want me to go first?
I can go first because
Okay.
my biggest reason for anyone to go live
Mm,
or do a live stream is you really are able to get that immediate feedback from people, especially if you already have a large following on one of the platforms that you're using,
mhm.
LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, even any place that has where you might have a nice following, a nice size following, and you
Yeah,
live stream on that platform, YouTube as
yeah.
well. You can get an immediate feedback from whoever is watching. And yeah, that can be a good and a bad thing, but because it can be a good and a bad thing, you can also start, I guess, kind of navigating in the direction that you feel is
Mm,
necessary based off of the feedback that you're getting.
mhm,
Um,
mhm.
Sometimes,
Does
like,
that cause anxiety
yeah,
for some? Like, does that cause anxiety for you? Like to
man.
to do it live and just how do you feel about that?
So I don't mind it at
Mm,
all.
okay,
But you also talk, my background is being on stage and being in front of
got you.
people,
Yeah,
right there. It's all happening right now. There's
right
no
there. Yeah,
edits. Whatever
yeah,
happens is about to happen. So,
yeah. You actually you get a kick out of just lights, camera, action, let's go, and
kind of,
yeah.
sorta. Because
I feel the same. I think.
yeah, I like that immediate feedback though.
Yeah, the
Um,
immediate feedback. Okay,
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah,
what do you
yeah, yeah,
do?
yeah.
What do you do with the person who is not? They're streaming, but nobody's really showing up yet. What happens with that person who's not getting the immediate feedback because they're just starting out, so they won't have people kind of showing up unless
At
it's
people.
maybe.
Now that's going to end up going into the consistency thing. The more and more you
Yeah,
do it, people are going to see it. People are going to get
yeah.
notifications. People are going
Hey,
to,
I got
yeah,
my first subscriber like 2 days ago. You know who it was?
huh?
You. Consistent. Well,
Oh,
I
that's
think it was
funny.
you. I don't know, I don't know who else it might have been.
That's funny.
So I'm just gonna go with yeah. So
That's funny.
you know,
That's real funny.
um, so okay. So this is where I want us to talk about. So you talked about there's this idea of immediate feedback. What's reason
Yeah,
number two for you? Why? And we're talking about beginners here, people who maybe are just overwhelmed with the idea of producing content. What does streaming and I guess this is about the benefits first, because I guess if we
yeah.
start off with the cost, we might just run people away from this.
Good. It can. So another benefit, or I should say, my second benefit is no
Mm,
edits. If you have everything kind of planned
yeah,
out, ready to rock and
yeah,
roll, if you're doing like your 5 top tips on
yeah.
gardening or different things like that, you have your thoughts all put together. You can
Hmm.
sit down, do
Hmm.
that thing live, and you're
Yeah,
done. No edits, none
yeah. No
whatsoever.
edits.
And yeah,
Yeah,
man, and that can help out because editing sometimes that can take a while. That can take a while,
it
especially
can.
when you're brand new to editing.
Mhm.
You want to get everything right. And if you're doing it live, just have all your thoughts written down, have your bullet
Mhm.
points, have your talking points, hit it, and you're done. When it's all over, all right, folks, see you later. Bye.
Yeah.
Cut the stream, and that's a video done.
Yeah. And you know what? Here's another thing with going live too. I actually realized that my audio, my mic wasn't synced up properly just now. I think it was
Mm-hmm.
talking through the Bluetooth, so I don't know if you can hear a difference. But
Yeah.
it
You sound
was
crispy now.
it's crispy now, right? So before it wasn't,
Yeah.
and now so part of me going live, I'm like, ah man, that means that after this is done and it's published, even though it's already going out, the
Mm-hmm.
person in me, the designer in me, the perfectionist
Mm-hmm.
wants to be like,
Mm-hmm.
we got to do this over.
We got to do it
Like
again. Yeah. You don't
the
get
good
that.
stuff was in the beginning, and now are
Yeah.
people gonna leave because they couldn't hear me right, or how is this gonna work? And you just
Yeah.
gotta roll with the punches, man.
And
So lack of editing is number two. What's your third?
yeah.
If you have a third, do you have a third one?
Do I have a third?
Yeah,
No, I think those are my top two. It's just
top
it's
two.
easy
Okay.
content. It's easy content to
Yeah.
create, and it's right there. You get some quick
Mhm.
feedback.
Yeah.
Those are. I mean, there's a bunch of other things that not other things. There's
Yeah.
a bunch of other benefits because there's also that. I
Mhm.
guess going back to the immediate feedback, you also had that immediate connection. So let's call that a three. You have an immediate
Mhm.
connection. Someone says something, if
Yeah.
you're on a platform, you have your chats on, if you're
Right.
talking about the your top 5 gardening tips for people that live in apartments, and you see on your
Yeah.
chat, like, okay, Emanuela just said, has a comment about pruning. Oh man, you can attack that right
Mhm.
then and there. You don't have to do it on the
Right.
next episode. You talk about it right then and there.
You know what? This is why I also love multi-streaming with Crowdcast. I'm
Mhm.
realizing though that there's some benefits and there's some drawbacks, right? To
Yeah,
Crowdcast, because you have to sign in, you have to put your email in every single time for a
every
session. So
single
I'm
time for
realizing
Crowncast. Yeah,
for like these micro, let's call them micro, smaller sessions of just streaming, it's not necessary, and people aren't really going to be motivated unless you're really popular. And even then, celebrities don't have the luxury of requiring people to send something, send an email every single time they want to see something. That's
yeah,
just not the way of the world right now. Social media is very much democratized, and so yeah, I don't even know if that's the right word, but here's what I will say. Here are my top three. My top three is this. The first one is I began live streaming more for connection, which is interesting.
yeah,
So
yeah,
not just for
yeah.
myself, but also being able to do this with other people. Quite frankly, I was gonna do the why you should live stream solo, but then we have our talk every Thursday,
Mm-hmm,
and I said,
mm-hmm.
"Yo, you know about this stuff. You told me that I could probably use my phone and get a better quality
Yeah.
webcam experience," and I'm like, bruh, like you why did I talk to you before about this? So being able to collaborate, I think, is easier too for me to just ask somebody, hey, let's just hop on a video call, or but I don't say video call, I say live stream, and it's one of two things, right? It's either a visceral effect where they're like, oh, no, I don't know, because my background, or I don't want people to know where, I don't have the right setup, or I might mess
Mm-hmm.
up, or it's a okay, yeah, cool, let's do it. So
Yeah,
that's the first one. The second one is just like yours, editing. The
yeah.
perfectionist in you, you can have multiple files, raw files, or log and
Mm-hmm.
capture for those of those who are using what's the software for logging and capturing? What do they use nowadays? It's probably still the
Logging in.
industry standard for video production.
Oh, okay. So I mean, there's a few of them now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I use
Yeah.
Premiere Pro and Final Cut.
Okay. Final Cut is the one I was thinking about, but Adobe Premiere
Yeah.
is definitely. I think they've made some improvements, so now they're
Oh
a
man.
viable competitor now. So, but
You,
so
you,
so for me, like, what happened?
oh no, that we be going down a whole different
Yeah, we.
rabbit hole. Let me bring that back.
So yeah, we're gonna bring it back. We're gonna bring it back. So yeah, editing is my second one because it allows me to just go. And I remember starting off one of my brandable minutes, which hasn't successfully been a minute yet. We talked about that, and because it's live, I can't say, okay, you know what? It hasn't been a minute. Let me try to cut and splice and edit, and then I'll make it. It's there. I just now have to hold myself accountable to to get closer to a minute next time. Or I actually opened up in one of them, welcome for another. I was like, welcome for is welcome to, I just had to keep rolling. Just had to keep going. And so that's the second one is it allows you to what Seth Godin just says, just ship it. You just have to just do it and get it out there. Because if not, you're going to have a whole bunch of just files just waiting to be
edited. Published. Oh my gosh, man! I think I have now.
Don't do it. Don't do it. You're gonna put yourself out there.
I don't have a problem for it because I've been kicking myself in the behind lately for it.
Yeah.
Right now, I might have close to and this is just me looking in one of my files this is actually a YouTube file that I have different episodes that I wanted to publish. I think I have like 26 in this one file. Now I have another one that has like passion projects that I have not put up also, but that one is like 20, 25, 26 productions that I haven't put up yet.
It starts adding up, man.
Man.
Adding up. My third one is I worked this out. I actually had a mental model about all of this. So connecting with people, being able to just publish immediately, and let's just go with for now because I can't remember building content, which allows me to be able to. It's not just building content, guys. It's what comes natural to me. So. I actually was talking to Pierre about this. He was like, bro, live streaming isn't easy for everybody. And I'm just like, it's just turning on a camera and just talking. Like, what's the problem? He's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's what you think. So it is something that you have to engage, like being able to to sketch live, listen to people. Like, we've been working on a value proposition design, for Third Avenue. And so me listening to you and then kind of writing out certain thoughts and just kind of building it out, doing that all live. That's not natural for many people, to do it publicly. I have no words, so that's something that I have to embrace. It's choosing the most natural thing. And right now for me, it's easier than writing, but I still have to hone in on the discipline of writing. That's can't do that. But the whole point is this: I can then even take this content if I wanted to, and then use it for a writing piece.
Yeah.
Listen, Gary Vee talks about doing it in the reverse. Like, no, actually, it is in this way where you take a video and then you transcribe the video. I was thinking about doing the reverse though, taking all of my blog posts and then actually using those as pieces, for blogging. But the whole point is recycling the information, repackaging probably is a better word. Those are my top three. Man. Connecting with other people. It's allowing me to ship it quickly without overthinking. And the third one is it's natural. It's harder work to write, even though I still do it. It's excruciating. It's borderline masochistic, man. This is a little different. It's a little bit more time to set up, and the lighting and all of that gets, sometimes a little frustrating. It's like, but after all of that, man, you just hit the go live, and that's it, man. We just so let's talk about the cost. Like, how much does it really cost if you want to do like a legitimate? You know what? Nope. I don't want to discourage anybody who's probably thinking about that. So let's remove the qualifier legitimate. How much does it cost to stream? How much does it cost to stream? Let's start.
I mean, we're starting off free. If you have a YouTube channel, man. If you have a YouTube channel and anybody that has a Gmail account, you have a YouTube channel. You just gotta sign on to YouTube. And you turn your phone on, you hit a live button and you're rocking and rolling. If you have a Facebook account, it's the same thing. Almost
the fact that you said phone.
Yeah. And you can go live right then, right there. Straight up free. And you already have the phone, so that's not costing you anything. And unless you're buying a phone to stream. But if you already have a phone,
Yeah.
you're ready to go.
Yeah. Okay. So okay, let's talk about. I'm kind of graduating from just picking up my phone and doing
Oh
like a
man.
selfie style streaming.
Mhm.
What's the next step? What
The
do you do
next
then?
step. Oh wow. Okay. So next step. Wow.
I know that's
Okay.
tough
So
because we have certain standards.
yeah, man.
so,
Because
so we got to pare it down.
yeah, man. Let me see. I have, well, the last stream that you and I did, because my camera died on me, was the first time I've used my
Yeah.
computer to use as a stream platform.
Okay.
Because I've used my phone, I've
Mhm.
used my iPad, and then I've used my
Mhm.
camera, which I'm using the other one right now.
Right now. Yeah.
Um, but if you don't have a camera, you don't have a DSLR, you don't have a mirrorless camera,
Mhm.
um, kind of going the route that you did. Pick up a really high quality
Mhm.
webcam that you can plug into your camera,
Yeah.
slap it on the screen, put it on a
Yeah.
stand somewhere. However,
Mhm.
whatever the
Mhm.
framing is that you want to get,
Yeah.
go ahead and do that, and then start streaming again.
Yeah.
It can be a big step up depending on the camera that you're going to get, the
And
webcam you're
the
going to
budget.
get.
True.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
But it's going to be better than the one that comes with your laptop or computer. It just
Listen,
will.
I will testify to that. I was
Yeah,
thinking
man.
that this whole time that the regular MacBook 720p FaceTime HD uh, camera that's built in was enough until I. So here it is, guys. So you eventually will start looking if this is something that you're serious about doing, or
Mhm.
just even curious enough to start exploring different things. You start seeing patterns, and so I ended up getting the Logitech C922. But as a matter of fact, the Logitech C920 is just as good, and they've been around for years, guys.
Mhm.
Like this is not new. I didn't pick up something that was like the latest in the nah. This was something that's been around for a while, which means that it's cheaper relatively. And I saw the difference. But here's what really made the difference for me. What made the difference is the lighting.
Definitely.
That makes, as a matter of fact, I think before I want to say before the camera, did I have better lighting? Yeah, I did. So before I had any of this, I actually just had better lighting. So I actually had like a Luma Cube, or is it a
Mhm.
Lume Cube, where and with one of those mini tripods, and just stuck it to angle it properly, and that made a difference in itself. But then I started to graduate, and when I say graduate, it's because of wanting to have higher quality videos. I don't be honest, to appeal more to professionals. Like I'm not going to be dressing up. I'm in a t-shirt right now, and
Mhm.
and so there are particular uh qualities that I look for, so that if somebody, especially on LinkedIn, because that's usually where where I play. I guess I can use that word, right? Where I play. That's my
Yeah,
social
yeah,
media
yeah.
playground.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna add that to the
Yeah.
stream that you're
Yeah,
showing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's where I've been, guys, on LinkedIn. And
Mhm.
so I know that depending on the kind of quality that you have, it does make a difference. But I only started doing it when I was being more consistent. So don't start getting in products and features and all of these things, and you're just going to really do it every once in a while. I think that it would be a
Yeah.
waste of money. I traded up when I started leveling up my content, or leveling up the quality,
Mhm. Mhm.
increasing the quality of my, sorry, not quantity of my content. Brian, I came across something. Earlier. Let me see if I can find it on Twitter here. It was from, I believe, Copy Blogger.
Okay. Yeah,
They
good stuff over there on his site, man.
yeah, they
Good
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
on his site.
But the tweet that they had, um, let's see if I can find it here. Storytelling is a great way to get people hooked with your brand. Yeah, that's for sure. I
Mhm.
actually
Mhm.
talked about that. Man, I can't find it, but here's what they essentially said.
Mm.
What they said was, man, it was such a great quote. Okay. Anyway, let's keep it moving.
Yeah.
There are two things that you need to do in order for copywriting, for content. The first one is build or create enough. So get the quantity up so that you know the style.
Definitely. Yeah.
That was the
And
first thing. You just got to do sheer amount so that you can figure it out. Yeah, go ahead.
So no, just going with, I guess, staying in that same vein, because that's another. This is going back to when we were talking about you just got to be consistent with it, connecting with people, and getting that straight feedback right then and there. All of that's wrapped up in the same thing, because you're going to end up finding your style the more you do it. You're going to end up finding your voice, even your look, because this is where both of us are kind of like starting right now. You're starting right there, and we've had this conversation. The more and more we start doing this, you're going to start investing into it. So first you're taking that first step. You're that step up to a really nice webcam, a 1080p webcam. It's able to give you a high definition picture. And the next thing you're doing is looking at DSLRs or external cameras that are going to offer you.
No, you're right. Hey, listen, somebody like me, I have to slow down the process a little bit, because, let them know you have a DSLR right now, right?
Yes.
That's what you're using. It looks crispy, real crispy, and I don't know if it's a designer thing or just the person who just likes particular quality. I'm like, oh, that's got to be the next thing. Like, this is what we're doing. But it would not warrant even investing in a DSLR if I haven't even reached, let's say, 100 videos.
I don't know about that.
You think
I don't know about that, man. Because again,
why?
Okay, so you're looking
100
at
videos, like
100 video. Well, I would say use that as your reward. So be consistent, get to 100 videos, and then reward yourself with something new. It doesn't even have to be a camera. It can be better lighting.
I was gonna say, because if I get 100 videos and I only get 2 subscribers after it, I reward myself for nothing. Can't monetize nothing with that.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's look at it in more of a. Again, it's going to go back to what do you really want to do? What are you trying to accomplish with this? Because are you doing this to monetize? But some people are. Some people straight. That's why I'm on YouTube, because I want to start monetizing. I want to be able to make money off the ads that YouTube shows. I want to be able to promote a product or a service or something. That's fine. Like really, there's so many people that have careers straight on YouTube. He has a course out. Almost his entire sole purpose of getting on YouTube was for this course. He wanted to help filmmakers become better filmmakers. And from the second he got on YouTube, early on, he was like, "Yo, this is what I'm trying to do."
Gotcha.
But it again, going back a bit, it's like, what do you want to do? What do you want to accomplish? Because every time you reach a certain benchmark, go ahead and reward yourself with something. Like again, better lights.
Yeah.
Then from better lights, maybe you start setting up a space a little bit better.
Okay.
Because your camera is also going to respond to the lighting.
That's true. So okay. So let's do environment. So like right now I have a green screen. Shout out to Chris Doe, also known as the Future. I'm just pulling. Hey, he put out the free background, so I just went ahead and just took them joint. Hey, it would be cool. We talked about it. It'd be cool if one day we show up, we may have the same background.
You just might.
We just might have, and that'll be that'd be kind of cool. Yeah. So for me, it was because a lot of us, we might be subconscious about letting the world into where we really where we live. And all of the new, and that's a real thing. And some of us don't have the luxury of creating the spaces and all of that. Guys, you can invest in a green screen. The one that I have, it's like $40, and there's even ones that are cheaper than that. Before I actually got and this is a foldable one. I'm not on the El Gato, the one that you pull out in this. I want to get there, but once again,
Uh,
guys, you have to take baby steps. A lot of us will
yeah,
catch
you do.
anxiety or just doubt
Yeah,
ourselves out of it because we're like, oh man, it costs this. And don't worry about
man.
all of that.
What?
I first started with a green roller post board that wasn't even mine. It's
Hmm.
my dad's. We just I rolled it and unrolled it, rolled it and unrolled it every single time it was time to, bruh, till one day. And here's what will happen, guys. What will happen is you begin to create, if you're like me, if you're like Brian, you begin to create a system for it. So I
Yep.
said, okay, I'm tired of rolling and unrolling. Let me go ahead and create some thumbtacks, unroll it, and then put them in the same exact spot every single time.
Hmm.
See, I didn't
Hmm.
have that before. What I used to do was I used to have this room divider and just drape it over the room divider.
Got
If
you.
that makes sense, right? And so
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah,
was,
yeah,
but it was a little bit more cumbersome to do it that way, and it was
yeah,
so close to me, and I needed to be farther back and all of that. So I created an efficient way to just keep, just to make it simple, so that
yeah,
it doesn't detract me from actually wanting to do what I need
yeah.
to do, which is record, put it up there. So yeah, guys. So if the environment is a thing for you, don't even think about a green screen. Get a green poster. Like start simple. I kid you not. Like the things that
Yeah.
we think is so important. Like people know the difference. If I were to zoom in right now, you'd know the difference that this isn't a real. At the end of the day, the majority of the people don't care as much as we do.
No,
Now that doesn't
no,
mean
no,
that
no,
we
no.
shouldn't.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that we shouldn't care. But they're not, if you're good. How many videos, Brian, have you seen with people who got some janky
Man,
backgrounds?
man, it's a lot.
But the
A
content,
lot. The content is good and the
yeah.
sound. That's actually the next
Oh,
level up.
that's
That's the
okay.
next level up.
Okay. So
Invest in your
first
sound.
lighting. So is it lighting, camera, then sound, or lighting,
I would
sound,
invest in
camera?
I would invest in sound first, then
Really?
lighting.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because you
Okay.
will you will
Hmm.
listen to something that looks terrible.
Yeah.
But when it's the reverse,
Mm.
it's amazing. It looks really good. But
Yeah.
it sounds like this when the person is talking, you're gonna
That's how
turn
I feel
away.
like I sounded in the very beginning of this in the stream. So I just
Nah,
want
you
to
were just
cancel
a
the whole
little
thing right
lower.
now and just start
Nah,
over. But
nah, you.
that's the overthinker in us, right? It's like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
gotta
yeah, yeah,
end
yeah,
broadcast right now. But
yeah,
okay, that
yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense though. So you would start with the sound first because
Sound first.
it's okay. Now I would, I'm no media consultant like you, so
Mhm.
take this with a grain of salt, y'all. Brian is saying start with the sound first. I would
Definitely.
start with the lighting first
Mm.
because no matter how and here's the thing, and the reason why Brian was talking about DSLR is because it has a wider lens, it brings in more light so that you have a crispier
Yeah, some of
image.
them, yeah.
So right. So all of our webcams, even the one that I'm using right now, it's still small, but the lighting makes a huge difference.
It
You
does.
can still use the FaceTime HD on your MacBook or whatever computer that you're using, and the lighting will open up a whole new world like Aladdin, bro. Like it would make a difference.
Yeah,
So for me, I think I would do lighting, sound, then camera. But that's just
got
me.
you. Yeah,
That's just me.
and there are some people that will take that route, especially if you're
Mhm.
using like your setup. If you're going straight
Yeah.
from the camera on your laptop or your computer, yeah, you might
Right.
want to invest in better lights first. Maybe.
Okay.
Um,
Pull up something while you're talking. Pull up something that's talking about like I guess like cheap light boxes or things that people can use. I know that there are a bunch of
inexpensive.
YouTube videos talking
Oh
about that.
man.
Yeah.
Okay, so the one I still have these lights to this day, man.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboy Studio lights. Put it in the Amazon.
Okay.
Cowboy Studio, another company that has inexpensive lights,
Cowboys.
is
Okay.
Neewer or Neewer. It depends. I don't know how you want to say it. I say Neewer. To Neewer. I say Neewer.
These people right here. These folks. So
Yeah,
for
yeah.
those people, that's actually where I got the green screen from.
Okay, yeah. They have a
Yeah.
lot of really
Right.
nice, inexpensive lighting equipment. They
Yes.
have some on the higher end,
Yeah.
but they have some really, really nice ones. In fact, I'm using
Yeah. If
this right here is an Evo light.
Okay.
Yeah,
Listen, if you
big one.
guys are looking to just you don't want to do the piecemeal searching, which is cheaper to do, and you just want a whole huge kit. I think Neewer does that. I think
Yeah,
right where they just
yeah.
have a whole
They
YouTube kit.
have. Yeah, well, yes, they have a 2 light kit.
Kind
They
of.
also have a 3 light kit.
Okay. And
Let's
that
put
includes the
here.
green screen, guys.
Oh, you talking about a kit like that? Yeah, I think they
Oh, well,
do.
okay. Yeah, like there are many that have that just in case, people don't have the space and they want to kind of
Yeah,
create that space. So
I think it's newer that have. There's a few people that do
okay.
have it where there's
Yeah.
a green screen and
Hmm.
the background holders. Yeah, here's one.
Yeah.
This one comes with umbrellas. I also have umbrellas. And 2 soft boxes. And
Okay.
that's
Okay. Okay.
165.94 is
Okay.
what we're looking at on this one. I don't know
Hmm.
if I would suggest this one. I just haven't played with it.
Okay.
But
Is
it
that the
might be,
let's see, let me pull it up here for us.
yeah. This one
I think
might
that's
be
the one I
decent.
saw. Okay.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah.
All my little things for finding
Yeah.
coupons and stuff keep popping up. Um,
Yep. Yep.
but yeah, I mean, this
That's
might be this
I
might
think
be
that was this
good.
one. Yeah. Yeah, if I probably were to do it all over again, because I really not, I'm down a particular path, and that's okay. I'm living in the bed that I sleep in. I would probably do that, especially
Mm-hmm.
those clamps. Those clamps make a huge difference. So if you guys don't have like a retractable green screen, what you're gonna want one of those like that, where it has the frames that holds up the
Yeah,
green screen, and then those
over
clamps
everything.
pull it tight. Yeah, it
Yeah,
pulls it tight. But this one is very, I mean, for under two, like that's
yeah, it's
I
not
don't
too
know. For
bad.
me, that's a steal, man, because you're getting four. Is that four lights? Like
Yes, it
included,
actually
right?
4 lights.
With the
And
umbrellas
if
and
I
the
yeah, with the
diffusers.
umbrella.
Wow.
Now, if I had this
Wow.
set, I
Wow.
would use the umbrella lights. I would put
Yeah.
those in front. I would use that as a key light.
Okay.
Um,
So it's shining
the
back at us.
Yeah, shining at you. These are
At you.
the
Yeah.
ones in front of you.
Hmm.
And then the soft boxes, I might use that as a hair light. That's that light that doesn't come directly down. It's actually a little bit behind you, and then it shines
Okay.
towards you, kind of separates you from the background, like we were talking about a little earlier.
Hmm. Yep.
Um,
Yep.
and maybe use another soft box for a key, but I don't, because the umbrella is wide open on the sides. You're going to have
Yeah.
lots of light spill, so it might
Spillage.
make your
Yeah.
entire environment bright. Like I have the
Okay.
soft box here, and there's no light coming from behind because
Mm.
it's all blocked. But
Yeah.
so all my light is coming in front. That's what's going to happen with those
Mm.
2 soft boxes there, and
Okay.
that's the one that white sheer material in the black. That's what the soft
Okay.
box is. Soft box is, and then you
Gotcha.
have the
Gotcha.
umbrellas. Oh, that's right. I
Okay.
can
It's a
highlight those. So yeah, that's what those are. Those 2 things there. That's your soft
right.
box. And the umbrellas
Because
look like umbrellas.
because I'm thinking even with so I got these key light airs, right? And
Mhm.
my original, and we talked about this, my original impression was that's all I need. That's it. I
Yeah.
saw the videos, I saw the website, I saw how it just looks, I saw it in real time, for those, and I'm like, this is it.
Hmm.
But I think that, and we talked about this because now I have one pointed at, and I'm glad that these walls are white.
Hmm.
It makes a
Hmm.
softer lighting. Now I would say maybe because I'm getting used to it now, so maybe that's why. Because right now it's starting to feel like it's kind of the same, but you know the difference. You saw the difference, right? So you know
Yeah.
that it's different. But you're gonna need when you're starting to build lighting, you're gonna realize that especially if you do have a green screen, and this is what I'm realizing now too, is it can start to add up really quickly.
Oh yeah.
I'm not even talking about cost, I'm talking about equipment.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can
The
do
amount of
things for
things.
cheaper,
Yeah.
like you can get a little desk lamp here and things, but you'll start to see that you're going to need more lighting for the effect that you're looking for.
Well, you
So
can. You can.
yeah,
It's all about learning. And now, yeah, we're taking steps in different
we
directions here,
are, but
but
it's all
it's
right.
learning about light. So
Mhm.
another thing with
I like
working
that.
with
Yeah.
yeah, another thing about working with the cameras that come with your computers, working with
Mm.
your laptop, the one that's come with the one that you can buy, the webcam, sorry,
Mhm.
that you can buy, they are not optimized for really taking advantage of lighting.
Okay.
They're made
Okay.
for a
Okay.
job, and that's to see something and project it on, you know, take that information
Right.
and put it back into the computer.
Right.
So when you start moving up in purchasing other cameras, DSLRs,
Hmm.
mirrorless cameras, if you want to go even the super big route and get cinema cameras,
Yeah.
those that gear is
Mm.
made to really take advantage of lighting. Like I can probably come
Okay.
over there with one of my cameras and
Mhm.
you would look just as nice and crispy as anyone else that's on YouTube right now with those lights. So you start to learn how
Okay.
to manipulate the lights, which you just have
Right.
by
Right.
twisting it so it bounces off the wall or
Yeah.
whatnot. Um,
That's a good point. We don't have to before considering what you're saying is before considering to get new light sources. I mean, and when I say get, I mean buying versus having the ones
mhm.
that you currently have. Manipulate the ones that you already
Oh yeah,
possess, just like what we
yeah,
did today.
yeah.
Like I just literally just turned one around and pointed it up, and we've gotten like a better uh,
Oh yeah.
situation,
Yeah,
for lack of a better word.
you can take
Okay.
a desk lamp and shine it through a bed sheet even,
Yeah.
if the lamp is strong enough. Shine it through a bed sheet
Right.
because the bed sheet's gonna make it nice and soft, so it's best if it's a
Yeah.
white bed sheet. That's gonna
Hmm.
give you a softer light than if you were to take the bed sheet away. It's gonna be very harsh, bright light.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there's so many different ways, but once you start learning how to
Mm.
manipulate the light,
Hmm.
um,
Hmm.
because one
Okay.
big way is, and I think you do it also, is cut all your
Yeah.
lights off and then
Yeah.
start playing
Now.
around with your light.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Listen, so it was kind of a subconscious thing where eventually I said, hold on, a lot of these, or if not all of them in these videos, it's dark. And I
Yeah.
get it now. You go to a studio, the studio there's no
Mhm.
lighting from the outside, even though, and here's the caveat, right? Or the paradox is when you looked at the lighting for like Zoom calls and stuff, they'll tell you open up the windows, get as much natural light as
Yes,
possible. And I did that at first. But
yes,
now, guys, when you're having very particular lighting, like the key lighting in certain things,
yeah,
you now want to manipulate your
yes,
sources as much as
yes, yes,
possible. So
yes,
because like right now it's raining, in Miami, it'll be sunny, 2 days, 2 hours from now or 2 minutes from now, and then all of a sudden
yes.
it just starts pouring,
Or
and then the light
or right
source
down the
changes.
street. It's not raining over here.
Oh, that's crazy because right now, right, yeah,
And
right
what
down
I
the
think,
street.
I think we're like what 5 miles away. That much.
Right.
It's
Right.
not raining.
So,
I got sun.
so,
So
so I guess so would you recommend that we use natural daylighting at
yes,
first and then transition to
if
no daylight
you
at
can
all and just having a dark environment
if you can use
with your own light?
natural lighting, that's
Yep.
great. But that's also moving your entire setup closer to a big window because that's also very soft. Also, it's a very soft light that
Okay.
comes in through your windows.
Okay.
I shoot a lot of my product photography
Mm,
right by my sliding door. Just place it right
okay.
on the floor, and I lit the light that's coming in from
Mm.
outside. Just I use that as all the lighting. I might use a reflector or
So that's
whatnot
always okay. So when do you say close all the windows? Let's get it dark. Let's have some light sources instead.
when you're really trying to create a certain look because you can't control the sun because that's a
Right.
downside
Right.
because it's a nice bright sunny day and then a cloud moves in front of the
Yeah.
sun, well, that changes your
Yeah.
light now.
Okay.
So if you're trying to
Okay.
manipulate the light because so like this, that's it.
Mhm.
That's my place
Right.
without my lights on right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Wow.
this
Okay.
is what I'm working with. I've shut all
Yeah.
the lights off. I got my blinds closed.
Yeah.
So I'm able to manipulate my light so that this is where all
Yeah.
my light is coming from. And I'm only using one light. I
Gotcha.
don't have a hair light. I don't have a key. I'm sorry. Um, not a key light. And I don't have any other lights except for a key light.
Like the softbox and okay.
Yeah.
So would you recommend then for me to still be using natural light? Like I'm literally looking at I have blinds like right in front of me, window right
Hmm.
here and a window right there. Should those be opened along with the new, and I put this in air quotes, lighting
Mm.
system that I've set
So
up?
that is this is where things get fun and frustrating
Okay.
because I would say experiment with it. Totally
Gotcha.
experiment with it. The light that you
Gotcha.
unfront, like how close are you to that window? Like If you stand up and
Yeah,
lean over, could you touch
like
it?
6 feet.
Or is it a nice little
Yeah,
distance away? 6 feet away?
yeah, it's about six
That's
feet.
pretty
Yeah.
close. That's not too bad. I would open the blinds up, see what that
Mm,
looks like.
okay.
And then kind of
Yeah.
going back to what we were talking about before, using that a light as your hair light to separate you from the
Hmm.
background. It's going to give you
Right.
that little
Right. Right.
halo effect right around your head and
Yeah.
shoulders. It's just playing with your light, but this is that fun and frustrating because it's also going to be frustrating because you might
Hmm.
not get the exact look that you're trying to achieve.
Right.
You
Especially
might
when
get
it's
something
cloudy and
else.
then it gets bright. Yeah.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
that when the sun moves,
Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm.
it's
Yeah.
going to
It's a
be all
different.
over the place.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Well, this
using
was.
lights are definitely
Mm,
going to totally cut that off. You're not going to have to worry about the sun
okay.
moving at all. The way
That's
that I
and I
have
think
things
that
set up
that's
right here,
where.
yeah,
Yeah. I
I
think
can I
that's
can
for
sleep
me.
like
That's
this
where
all
I'm
day
at.
and all night. You don't know if it's nighttime or daytime in here.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's where I'm at is wanting to be as efficient as possible. I have the settings set, using StreamYard to stream this stuff out, guys. That's probably another. I don't know if we're going to be talking about streaming. That's like going meta. How to stream, even though
Oh man,
but the settings are set, so I know
yeah,
what how everything works and what goes where for the most part. Yeah, using natural daylight kind of is an X factor. It might be wonderful and it
yeah,
might be frustrating, but
yes,
just know that every time you change certain settings in your lighting, and I will use daylight as a part of your lighting system. Anytime you change those things, for me, I have to change it in my software too.
you
Like I
might
have
have
to
to.
adjust, yeah, I have to
You might
adjust
have
like the
to.
green screen
Yeah,
fading and these different things. So just keep that in mind, guys. All right, let's recap. Let's recap because I think that you hit on a lot of great points.
mm,
So the first price point of streaming
straight
is
free.
free. It's
Hmm.
the first price point. Anything else after that is an added benefit. It's just you upskilling,
Yeah,
you and I would suggest Brian is going to tell you as well what he would suggest. I would suggest you don't invest unless you know or unless you are, it's probably the better one, you
yeah,
are actually
yeah,
creating
mhm,
more video content. If you are
yeah,
not, then it's just like the shiny object syndrome.
yeah, yeah.
It's
And
it's a, it's a
this is
yeah,
something that can get expensive real quick.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you can end up just like how you said with a lot of stuff. I probably have, as far as lights are
Mm.
concerned,
Mhm, mhm.
maybe 12 different lights, and I really now only use
Mhm.
three.
Yeah. And your case is different, right? Because you are in the media
Yeah,
production world. So, it's just like having a toolbox.
yeah,
We can't use I can't remember if I can't remember the saying, but it's like there's some people who see the world as just nails, and so they just use a hammer for
hammer.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's like yeah, that and so for you
yeah,
it's a little bit more nuanced, right? Where
yeah,
you might have 12 different lights, but it's because there may be that one situation that you did have or you needed at that time will come up
yeah.
again.
And
So from a
that
professional
that is a
standpoint,
thing. Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, guys, you don't need, but use your ceiling light. Like start with what you have. I
Well,
think
yeah.
that's
Start
the
with what
that's
you
the
have.
goal. Start
Yeah,
with what
start
you
with what you
have,
have. I would definitely
and
move away from
then
ceiling lights though.
well, I say the ceiling because mine is diagonal away, so it's like it's
Yeah.
hitting the
Okay. Yeah.
green
Yeah.
screen,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then but you're right because then it creates this Darth Vader cast
Yeah.
shadow, and then you start looking like you're
Call
evil,
it.
and then,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
but so that's the first thing, guys. Start with what you have. But let's go to
Yeah.
the broader concepts again. Why you should even live stream. The first one is for a lot of us that overthink it, that think it's overwhelming. You just hit the live button and then you just go. You know what, Brian? I haven't even looked at most of my videos yet. I don't want to. Now there will come a time when you will, but maybe somebody else can do that for me. But I don't. I am trusting that what I've said was solid enough. It was coherent enough. Let's go to the next one, and I will eventually get the feedback. Or there's this one quirk that you do that just drives everybody crazy. And okay, cool. But the whole point is just hit the live button and just go. The second thing
Yeah.
is maybe it's for connecting. there's two psychological points here. The first one is you might not be connecting with anybody just yet, like how, me and Brian are talking right now. It just might be you talking to the world, right? I think even that might have just a sense of a level of connection with, or an outlet where you can share with the belief that some way, somehow, somebody's going to see it. Just don't look at the views, especially if you're starting, because that'll get you depressed. So don't look at that. Just let it go. Just release it into the world. And number 3 is do what's natural. If this is something that's natural for you, if you're comfortable, getting in front, improving, and just talking and being in front of a camera, being live on stage, just do it. It's probably going to be your easiest way to create content. Okay. So there's content creation. It removes the overthinking and the procrastination of trying to edit, and it gives you this ability to connect with other people. Those are the top 3 that I got.
Yeah.
And I think that was yours as well.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So that listen, guys.
Feedback is the only other thing. It's just,
that's the piece.
That's the only one. Yeah.
Because you need it. And from a UX perspective, you would think that I would pick that up. But yes, the instant feedback is so important as well, guys. So listen, this is it. I don't know if we're ever going to go meta again. It's like the writer who writes about writing. After a while, like they do that on Medium a lot, and they get so many hits too. I'm just like, maybe I need to start talking about that too. But I think that's just what it is, right? People eventually come on to look at the existential reason for why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
So, on Medium, it's going to be about writing. If it's on YouTube, it's going to be about, videos. If it's, so that's just what it is, guys. All right. So this is it, man. We're good. Okay. Where can people find you?
Oh man. I'm check me out on my Instagram page. Actually, all my social medias are the same. It's just Ted. ITSJUSTTED. And again, that's the same across all my platforms except for Twitter. But I don't really hang out on Twitter as much. And that's going to be the same thing, just with 2 Ds at the end. So it's just Ted D. It's just Teddy. No, that's not it. It's just Ted.
It's just Teddy. No, we're gonna do so stick with the majority ones, right? So it's Ted, everywhere except for Twitter. And then listen, I'm going to put in your thirdav.studio. I know that there's some things that you're trying to fix on the site, but the site is it's attractive enough for you to want to work with it. I'll put it out there. I will say that.
I appreciate that.
It's the perfectionist in all of us, man. But
I think that's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah. So if you want to check out his work, it's thirdavenue.studio. Okay, guys.
Yes, sir.
Thirdavenue.studio. All right. So we'll see you guys in another live, in another time, in another world, in another swirl.
Oh goodness.
We out.
You got to work on your edge.
We'll get there.
I do too. You got to work on.
We'll get there.
Work on that sign off.